One Zambia, One Nation. Thank you so much for joining us on the news desk with me, Amos Zulu. Let's take a look at the top stories. Luela Mission Health Center gets a theater. Government allocates 500 farm plots to youths. BRE calls for promotion of cultural sites. And Kansanshi Mine supports rowing sport. And now the details. Milenge residents in Luapula province have thanked government for the construction of a theater at Luela Zono Mission Health Center. District Health Director Luendo Munzele says the development will enable residents access surgical services in their vicinity. Linda Mupemo reports.
Luela Mission Health Center was commissioned in 1935. The health facility has a catchment population of over 24,000. The facility has been operating without a theater, resulting in patients requiring surgical services being referred to Mansa General Hospital, which is 80 kilometers away. However, this is now a thing of the past as government has opened a theater at the health center.
It is going to actually reduce those referrals that will be sent to Mansa General. A lot of our women will be operated from here, those who may need the surgery. This will also reduce the cases of maternal death. Milenge this year here in Luela actually had a maternal death. And this is one of actually the interventions that was planned from the National Review.
We've had 3 elective operations, both hemiotomies. We've started electives again. And this is part of reaching out to those people that we might have turned back or didn't have an opportunity to come to the hospital because of COVID.
The community is elated by the development.
Mwana wandi bamubombera obwafya kwete alikwata obwafya obukalamba twalifirwa okuya ku Mansa nomba twakwatira fieta mupepi.
Linda Mupemo, Zanis, Milenge District, Luapula Province.
Minister of Water Development and Sanitation Mike Mposha has called for the prudent utilization of water bodies that the country is endowed with. Mr. Mposha says government has an ambitious plan of ensuring that every Zambian has access to clean and safe drinking water. He says it is the duty of all Zambians to ensure that they protect the rivers, lakes and all other bodies that the country is blessed with to avoid losing such resources. The minister said this in Livingstone in a speech read for him by Southern Province Permanent Secretary Namani Monze during a one-day stakeholder engagement on the Zambezi Transboundary Water Resources Management. And Worldwide Fund for Nature WWF Country Director Nachila Lankombo says countries with shared water bodies need to come up with measures that are aimed at reducing conflicts on the usage and utilization of such resources. Meanwhile, Chief Mukuni of the Tokalea-speaking people of Kazungula and Livingstone districts has appealed for sensitization of his subjects in the need to preserve streams in his chiefdom.
The Zambezi River basin creates social, economic, environmental, political interdependencies. Thus, transboundary water cooperation is vital for ensuring peace and security, sustainable development, and increasing climate change resilience among the peoples of the concerned countries. Ladies and gentlemen, you may wish to recall also that the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has promised to respect international cooperations and foreign relations and to effectively engage bilateral, regional, and international levels to implement Zambia's development agenda of economic transformation that will deliver the National Vision 2030, which anticipates that Zambia will become a prosperous middle-income nation through infrastructure and human resource development to stimulate creation of wealth and jobs.
The side of WWF working towards healthy, connected, and free-flowing rivers and watersheds is very important because it translates into economic security for the country. It translates into economic security for the people. It's also a good thing that we're having this conference in Livingstone or in Southern Province, because it's the province that has been most impacted by climate change.
In one of our villages, we have a couple that have been embarked on restoring a once perennial stream that has dried up, and it looks like the efforts are bearing fruit because water started flowing. So we said, oh, what we are seeing in that village, we must go and see there. And also, you find that you're talking about cooperation. Without knowing as villagers, we have always cooperated with the villagers across Zimbabwe, in as far as sharing revenues from water rafting. So only that at some time, we used to, the company that we had given permission to do white water rafting on the Zambian side.
Muchinga Province has launched a physical allocation of 500 farm plots to selected youths in 4 pilot districts under the Land Resettlement Scheme. Provincial Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule has graced the launch, where youths have been empowered with 10 hectares of land each. We have more in the following report.
Government has launched physical allocation of 500 farm plots to selected youths in 4 pilot districts in Muchinga Province resettlement schemes. Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule graced the official launch of the physical allocation of farm plots, which was held at Sele Primary School in Shwangandu District, near Kawanda Resettlement Scheme, under the theme, Not Leaving Anyone Behind, by taking development to resettlement schemes in the province.
It's going to change your life. From these pieces of land, you can grow vegetables that you can be selling every day. You can grow maize. You can keep pigs. You can keep goats. And these generate a lot of money, more than what your colleagues in regular employment.
Shwangandu District Commissioner Maureen Wembia commended traditional rulers in Muchinga Province for releasing 5,000 hectares of land to government for purposes of resettlement schemes development in the province.
So give thanks to our Royal Highnesses for being part of this important occasion.
Principal Land Resettlement Officer Joshua Banda and some land beneficiaries has this to say.
Today we've just received 50. These are representing the entire 500.
So very much happy to have this piece of land because it's not easy. Yeah.
Bupelomania reporting for Zanis News in Shwangandu, Muchinga Province.
Over 800 youths will get bursaries under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in Lufwanyama District. Katembula Youth Skills Center Manager Charles Kakundo has confirmed receipt of over 1 million kwacha to sponsor students from different colleges. Agrippa Silumbwe gives us the rest of the story.
Their faces are filled with joy as government has rekindled their lost hope to further their education at tertiary level. There are 826 students in total that have been sponsored by government to pursue their various life-sustaining skills using constituency development funds, CDF, at Katembula Youth Skills Center in Lufwanyama District.
We have witnessed the real empowerment as Katembula Youth Resource Center.
The bursaries have come at a time when others thought they were just going to end up on the streets due to lack of funds.
I'm doing metal fabrication. I'm the one of the students who is benefiting under CDF funds. Firstly, I would like to appreciate the government for what they have done by giving us an opportunity of sponsorship. I've never seen this before. As youth, we are just walking around in the community, doing nothing. Without CDF, would have been drunkards.
I do power electrical. Our president, Mr. HH, I really say thank you to you because you brought us the CDF funds. Some of us would think that prostituting is the only way to success. But you, our president, you thought that for our country, Zambia, to progress, we have to educate a number of people.
And total concentration on academic programs is what the local authority is expecting from these students.
Youths also benefited from this CDF, these skills they were paid for. Some of them are doing welding, some of them tailoring, some of them driving, some of them carpentry and bricklaying. We know that their lives will never be the same with such skills. So can you be serious and get educated?
The funds are from the first and second allocation of CDF in Lufuanama district. Reporting, I'm Agrippa Silumbwe, Kapabot Province.
You're still watching the news. Now, Chief Mukuni of the Tokalea-speaking people of Kazungula and Livingston districts has called on government to intensify sensitization on the Constituency Development Funds, CDF, for citizens to benefit it. The traditional leader says most people, especially in rural areas, have little information on how to access CDF, which is aimed at bettering their lives. He has observed that lack of information on how citizens can access the funds is still a challenge which needs urgent attention. Chief Mukuni said proper utilization and easy access to the funds is key to encourage more people to fully participate in the socio-economic affairs of the country. He cited Kazungula and Livingston districts as some of the areas where youths and women have benefited under empowerment component of CDF. The Barose Royal Establishment, BRE, has called on the National Heritage Conservation Commission to consider turning Kambangole area in Nyengo Plains of Sikongo District into a heritage site. BRE Ngambela Mukela Manyando says Kambangole has a rich history as it is the birthplace of the late Litunga Lubosi Lewanika, who was born in 1842. Ikachana Sindala gives us the details.
Situated in Sikongo district of Western Province is Kambangole area, which BRI Ngambela Manyando Mukela traditionally defines as the great strength of the Lozi Kingdom. Ngambela Mukela says, nothing is bigger than tradition, adding that tradition is based on good chieftaincy, as evident by the Lozi people's love and value of their culture. Speaking during a tribute made in honor of Litunga Lubosi Lewanika, the Ngambela said it was vital to turn Kambangole into a heritage site.
Na nikatusuweza mngaka kuli abulele ni vale baba na nimata mana hamo kuli kuubelwe si uvate stuna sesika pona kutomi wa skolo pokukaluti wali kaza butokwa mwendi zibo yesu anenge ye kaluta kuluwa ni kubabalela ni muna nenge likomu ili kufali kute kumawani ketu aliwanika.
National Heritage Conservation Commission Barotse Plains Landscape Manager Sten Lukonga says the commission recognizes Kambangole as an important historical site.
Kambangole is historically important because this is the site where in 1833, when the Kololo invaders overtook the rulership of Barotse land, the Lozi dynasty migrated to Kambangole because here in the plains, this was a very secure place and it was far off from the invaders. Lewosi Lewanika is historically important also for the Barose state because he greatly expanded the canal system, the unique canal system that we find in Barotse land. It is Lewanika who again invited and had treaties with a number of Europeans. The greater thing that Lewanika also did was to have Koilad, Francois Koilad, in his kingdom. And through Koilad, Christianity grew to a land which was leading a life of paganism.
The Litunga also planted a variety of trees with scientific and local names and Kambangole, and among them the Trichilia emetica, locally known as Musikili, the waterberry also known as Mutoya, and the sausage tree locally known as Mupolota. Ikachana Sindala, reporting for Zanis in Sikongo, Western Province.
Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba has called for intensified marketing of tourism sites in the country. Mr. Sikumba says the country has many tourist sites that have not been fully exploited due to poor marketing. He was speaking after visiting the newly discovered Mumbatuta waterfalls located in Lavushimanda National Park. Here are the details.
This is Mumbatuta Waterfalls in Lavushimanda National Park in Mchinga Province, which has never been exploited and is not known to many people and tourists in the country. This piece of an attractive natural spectacle sitting on the Lukulu River has attracted attention from government with the objective of improving the tourism site. Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba, who visited the site, emphasized on the need to improve on the marketing of tourism sites through the creation of access roads.
It is our core as the Ministry of Tourism, government, of course, to make sure that we start opening up access roads within this particular place. Now, what excites us about this particular waterfalls is that it sits in one of our national parks, Lavushimanda National Park. Lavushimanda National Park is one park that obviously a lot of people do not know about.
The minister in charge of tourism also highlighted on the significance of Lavushimanda National Park.
What excites me about this particular national park is its pristine condition. It's very intact. It's void of human encroachment. We are looking at opportunities to create camping arrangements within this particular national park.
Meanwhile, Lavushimanda Member of Parliament Maureen Mabonga lamented on the poor road and electricity connectivity in the national park to be a huge hindrance to tourism.
The road network, which has hindered even tourists, because when they come here, you know how it is, they find it very difficult. It's just a stretch of about 67 kilometers.
The opening up of access roads to such critical tourism sites is definitely a major step towards improving on the flow of tourist arrivals. Henry Lumpa Jr., Zanis in Lavushimanda National Park, Muchinga Province.
Still in Muchinga Province, government has released 1 million kwacha for repairing a bridge which connects Chief Mwenichifungwe's chiefdom to Muyombe area across the Bemba River in Mafinga district. Take a look.
Government has released 1 million kwacha for repair works on the damaged bridge across Bemba River in Mafinga district in Muchinga Province. Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukongole says repair works on the bridge connecting Chief Mwenechifungwe chiefdom and Chief Muyombe chiefdom in Muyombe will commence soon.
That 1 million has already been released to go towards the Bemba Bridge. Yes. Yeah, and I think works will very, very soon start on that one.
And Mafinga District Council Chairperson Duncan Kaonga has disclosed that his council is using the recently acquired earth-moving equipment to embark on the rehabilitation of feeder roads in the district.
Huge progress. Wonderful. In the road construction. If you had come area and visited the roads that you visited then, I'm sure you will go home a smiling man. Wonderful. Litro has done almost 18 kilometers. They have crossed rivers. We did a temporary crossing point through, we liaised with DC that we give them culverts so that they could make temporary crossing points for the equipment to move on to the other side.
Locals are happy with the program by the local authority to rehabilitate feeder roads in the district. Jonathan reporting for Zanis News in Mafinga, Muchinga Province.
We take you to Northwestern Province, where 2 male juveniles in Mwinlunga district have died on the spot, while 2 others have sustained burns after being struck by lightning following rains experienced in the district. Provincial Police Commanding Officer Robson Monga identified the victims as Nicholas Kawayangu, aged 17, and Mondesta Santoka, 12, both of Chitambala village in Sailunga Chiefdom. The 2 met their fate while at a traditional initiation camp for boys, which is locally known as Mukanda. Mr. Monga said the 2 survivors, who he named as Kebi Santonka, aged 10, and Harrison Kawayangu, aged 15, are admitted to Mwinlunga District Hospital, with one of them in a critical condition. The Zambia Meteorological Department says the rainfall activities being experienced in most parts of the country is due to the Congo airflow. Among the regions that have so far experienced rainfall activities include Western, Northwestern, Luapula, and Northern provinces. The rainfall activities are expected to continue from September 20 to 27, 2022, according to the latest weather update. Lakson Makosa has the details.
The Zambia Meteorological Department has forecast rainfall activities in eastern and the extreme northern parts of the country. According to the latest weather update issued by the department, the named areas are expected to experience rainfall activities starting from the 27th of September 2022. The rainfall activities will be induced by the easterly airflow.
Northwestern airflow, which is moist and unstable, meeting with the eastern airflow over the western side of the country, creating a Congo air boundary. This air boundary is very conducive for rainfall activities. And this kind of system is expected to proceed eastward, meaning that rainfall activities will spread over to the eastern side of the country, such that towards the end of the month, that's by 27th September, we expect rainfall activities to affect some parts of eastern province, together with the extreme northern parts of the country.
Meanwhile, the department has cautioned farmers to secure their produce following the sporadic rains likely to affect most parts of the country.
For now, the word of advice to the public is that, especially to the farmers, those of you that have kept your harvested crop, please secure it, because this sporadic rainfall can destroy that crop.
For Zanis, I'm Lasol Makodza.
And we end the news with a sports item. Kansanshi Mine has come on board to promote rowing sport among mine workers and learning institutions. The sport discipline in Zambia is one of the sporting activities which has not been in the limelight for many years. Take a look at this.
Rowing sport in Zambia is one of the sporting activities which are not in the limelight. In Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, Kansanshi Mine is promoting this sporting discipline among mine workers and 2 learning institutions run by the mining company.
That's the first time there's ever been a marked course in Southern Africa. In fact, it's only one of the second or third marked courses outside of South Africa, and that's in the whole of Africa. So it really is a phenomenal achievement for us to be able to put a Boyd course on, and that's with the support of SQM. So what inspired me to put on this event is exactly what you guys saw out there. Some fantastic racing from the mine crews, fantastic racing from the school crews. Rowing in Zambia is a very small community. There's not much happening outside of what we're currently doing. But it doesn't mean we can't give our kids and our athletes an opportunity to compete. And I think they did themselves proud and hopefully motivated a few other people to join, and we can grow the sports in Zambia.
Kansanshi Mine Road Department rowing team is happy to scope the first position.
The Roads Department, we put our team together only a few weeks ago, and we've managed to get 2 practice sessions in, altogether maybe 2.5 hours, and I think just we work closely on a daily basis as a team, so I think that's been a big help for us to work together on the boat, because rowing, everything is about the coordination. Without that you don't go anywhere in the water.
Trident College team is hopeful that the sporting discipline will continue to grow.
Well, we'll continue to row these following years, and hopefully the club will continue to grow and develop, and we'll get a lot more rowers and have more events like this where there'll be full participation.
For Zanis News, I am Chebun Koma in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
As we end the news, a reminder of the top stories. Luela Mission Health Center gets a theater. Government allocates 500 farm plots to youths. BRE calls for promotion of cultural sites. And Kansanshi Mine support rowing sport. We end the news just there. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. Bye for now.